tastes like shit. Well, those taste like shit. Yeah. Hello guys. This is basically an extension of the video that I made earlier. This is basically part 2 of the video that I made earlier concerning coconutism. Now, as you saw right now, I was having a sip of this coconut water, which I call the cure to coconutism, which is what we want to discuss in depth today. So earlier we talked about coconutism, which comes from being a coconut, and earlier we mentioned that the coconut is basically a black person or a person of African descent that moves away, shuns away, and ignores their African ways and the African culture in order to assimilate and suit into a white Africanist system, particularly in the Potchefstroom campus and Potchefstroom in general. Basically, they assimilate in this whole concept of whiteness, being superior in the whole context of being white, and looking down upon inferior or so-called inferior black people. Now, I also mentioned that coconuts suffer from what we call coconutism. It's a very, very sickening disease. Potchefstroom PUK is full of sickists. And now this clip is basically aimed at black people out there, whom I refer to as sickists. Black on the outside, but on the inside they've got a self-image, self-esteem, and believe that they are white, and if they do white things and assimilate to white culture, then they'll be superior and be like them. Because in this world we live in today, white is the standard of beauty, white is the standard of peace, white is the standard that you've made it in life, and black is evil, black is bad, blacks are just pain and all that. Everything is white, peaceful, blossoming. Now that's a very painful and harmful idea there. Now today we're going to explore it. Now, looking at coconutism and coconuts from a Potchefstroom point of view, I just want us to highlight some of the symptoms that are available or that you can see from a person who suffers from coconutism. And the fact that here at the Northwest University Potchefstroom campus, or the Northwest University as a whole, we do not have a medicine degree explains why this disease cannot be cured. It explains why it's too difficult to cure this sickness, because we have no medicine degree, we have no faculty of medicine, nothing. So that's why the sick is getting worse and worse and worse by the day. See. So now, if we're going to explore this, we're going to be this way. Basically, coconut, what are they? Black person, especially when we look at it from a Potchefstroom point of view, Potchefstroom context. Coconut is a black person who ignores their black self and black culture, especially when coming to their black self-esteem and black self-awareness, and tries to assimilate and suit and adopt white African culture and white African mentality. Now, coconutism is the disease that we have today on the table. Now I'm going to highlight some of the symptoms which come about from coconutism. And now, this is what I have here: coconut water. This is basically the cure for coconutism. And as you saw me earlier drinking this, it tastes like shit. Coconut water tastes like shit. And there's a reason behind that. The reason being, the disease called coconutism is a shitty disease. So since it's a shitty disease, we need a shitty medication to get rid of it. And as you saw earlier, it was difficult for me to open it because it's difficult to cure yourself of coconutism. That's why we still have sickies running around today. Coconuts, students, staff members, even people in power, our campus management, our what do you call this? Northwest University Council, campus management, students, staff members, sick coconuts. And this is primarily because of the westernized system that's indoctrinated us as black people, and we further indoctrinate ourselves by accepting the status quo the way it is, not questioning things, accepting dogma. So people, black people, that must end today. So here's a cure: coconut water. But I know some people watching out there, you want to hear the solution and how it works. Doesn't work like that here. We're going to talk about the problem here until you analyze this problem. I know some people like say, hey, we like talking about the problem, why don't you focus on the solution? Hey, solution my foot here. We're here to discuss the problem. We must discuss the problem a lot, because the more we discuss the problem, the more we get to understand it, how it works, how it functions. Basically, it's like going through a manual. You have to study that problem thoroughly, and explain it before looking at the solution. So, coconutism, let's do the symptoms. So, symptom number one of coconutism in the Potchefstroom campus context is as follows. Symptom number one. The symptom number one of coconutism is you find black people who actually speak Afrikaans like it's a badge of honor. Now, I want to be very clear here in how I express myself and what I mean by this. Now, let's take a scenario. You've got a black person, you've got a black person, black Xhosa person, black Zulu person. Now, when these two come in contact with each other and want to talk, the other one speaks Zulu, the other one speaks Xhosa. So, if this one speaks Zulu, that one might not understand. If this one speaks Xhosa, that one might not understand. So, it's pretty obvious that the only language that they can use to communicate with each other, English, was the universal language, globally, universal language, most spoken language, one of the most spoken language, one of the most understood language in the world, and South Africa as well. So you'll expect that you use English. But when it comes to Potchefstroom context, that doesn't happen. Even between two black people, because you'll find that the Zulu black person, their home language is Zulu, and the second language they speak is English. And now we have this coconut over here. They are Xhosa, home language. The second language they can speak English. Another language, Afrikaans. Now you find a situation whereby this coconut will use Afrikaans to communicate with his fellow black person. Reason being, you find that this Xhosa black person who actually, when they came to Potchefstroom campus, assimilated and suited into this white system, assimilated and suited in this white African system, and had a belief that the more white things they do, the more they'll be considered white, the more they'll fit into the system of whiteness, or whatever you call it, whited, whatever, you see. So they're gonna speak in Afrikaans to their fellow black person, and they want to actually impress their white friends that, hey, I can speak Afrikaans. Hello, you see me as well. And moreover, what they do sometimes is, even when they are among their white friends, what they do basically is, you find that they're in a circle of friends there, circle of white friends there, these most of them speaking Afrikaans. So you'd expect this black person, okay, this black person is in a circle of white African people, so you'd expect this black person to speak in English, because that's basically universal language that all of those white African people can understand. However, they won't do that. If they're coconut, they won't do that. What will they do? They want to speak in Afrikaans so that they can what? Assimilate and suit the system, and actually make them feel like they are accepted now. Speak that Afrikaans through their noses. And when they get compliments from their fellow white African friends who says, yo, I like the way you speak Afrikaans, they get more happy. It stimulates their self-awareness, their self-esteem. They become more happy. They try and gain that superiority complex. However, the fact that you're speaking Afrikaans, which is not your home language, in a circle of white African friends, if you are a coconut, shows that you already have an inferiority complex and you want to try and suit into that system. They communicate to you in Afrikaans. Afrikaans is not your home language. You communicate back in Afrikaans. You try and speak Afrikaans, not to try and suit into them, because you have this whole image and picture painted in front of you that speaking Afrikaans will make you look like them. Speaking Afrikaans will make them accept you. Shows that you are inferior. Intellectual inferiority. Hey, those big words. They are very challenging. Yeah, intellectual inferiority. So that's the first symptom. Speaking Afrikaans like it's a badge of honor. Huh? Yo, I've seen people on this campus. Yo, just to me showing us miracles here, guys. Here. And this part of this thing of language, it's very sickening. Your whole language is Xhosa. Due to the schooling system you had, one would assume, okay, you also did English. If you learned Afrikaans at school, that's all good and well. But when you come to the Potchefstroom campus, when you communicate with a fellow black person who cannot comprehend Afrikaans, you speak to them in Afrikaans. You reply to them in Afrikaans. What is that? Huh? We are both black at the end of the day. So why don't we use English to communicate and using Afrikaans? Huh? Afrikaans is not an international language. And this not only happen, this thing of speaking Afrikaans like a badge of honor does not only happen among students. Even some people right now, even in the past, who made themselves eligible for SRC positions, you find a black SRC candidate at their policy presentation speaking Afrikaans. Oh, okay, if that black person can understand Afrikaans and they can speak Afrikaans fluently, oh, that's good and well. But at a public space where you are an SRC candidate presenting your speech, you cannot communicate in Afrikaans. You communicate in Afrikaans because you want to be accepted by the white majority on this campus. You want them to accept you and vote for you to get their votes. Submissiveness, licking their butts. Huh? People, get me right here. I'm not saying it's a problem if a black person speaks in Afrikaans. All I'm concerned about is the audience in front of you. That's what I'm concerned about. If you are a black person and there's another black person, and that other black person does not understand Afrikaans and you speak to them in Afrikaans, oh, basically there's a problem with you. Basically you're resorting to Coconutism. You're trying to be like this other white Afrikaner students who speak Afrikaans to a fellow black person, knowing that they will not understand. You want to entrench and further perpetuate the system. There's something wrong with you. Must stop that. That makes you sick. Even SRC candidates. When you make yourself eligible for SRC, you're making yourself eligible because you want to represent all students. So if you're gonna use a language, a universal language to communicate with them, it's English. You stand in front of us at the amphitheater or at the hostel, you present yourself in Afrikaans if you're a black person. A black SRC candidate presenting themselves in Afrikaans in a public space. That shows that you basically have this idea that if I speak in Afrikaans, the white majority is going to accept me. If I speak Afrikaans, the white majority is going to vote for me. It shows that you don't have self-belief in your own language or also your own self-confidence, basically. You want to suit into their system or further entrenching Afrikaans and using it as a tool of exclusion. This can't be. Even people in power. We have people in power when it comes to big ceremonies on campus. Black people in power when it comes to ceremonies on campus, they address fellow parents and fellow students in Afrikaans. A black person, can you imagine? I don't want to mention names, name and shame people because you never know. You'll be dealt with. It's not even funny. You'll be dealt with. No, man. In fact, why am I afraid to speak? Let me speak, man. There was a time, and I'm referring to an incident with one of our vice campus rectors. During this year's reception and orientation program, or they now call it what? Reception and orientation program. They call it R&O. Basically an orientation program where it's a 3-week orientation program where first years are introduced and indoctrinated into this campus and how it works and where certain places are, and learning about certain academic facilities, social life, extramural life, and hostel life, and how this university and campus functions. Now, during the opening ceremony of this reception orientation program, there was an event in the amphitheater somewhere in January, whereby all parents and prospective students were invited. So our vice chancellor was there to address the students. Our vice rector was there as well. Our campus rector, our SRC president. Who else was it? And a couple of members of the Northwest University Council, members of the campus management. But now, what I find problematic is when our campus vice rector, black man, when he was given the platform to address students, when I'm thinking, oh well, he's gonna speak in English because all of the people there spoke in Afrikaans, and those useless headsets called translation services were being used by people who could not comprehend the Afrikaans language, people who were not Afrikaans preferable. In most cases, they were black. They were being subjected to those headsets. So I expected, like, okay, so our black vice rector is gonna speak in English. So he took the platform there. He read the scripture, gave his speech, and he prayed. But there was one problem. There was one problem with it. The problem that was there was this man read Bible scripture in Afrikaans. He read the Bible scripture in Afrikaans. He gave his speech in Afrikaans. He even prayed in Afrikaans. Ha! What insanity is that? As a black person who is the campus vice rector of the Northwest University Potchefstroom campus, addressing an audience filled with mostly white people and black people as well, I thought as a black person you would sort of study and observe the whole picture and say, like, these people have been using transition services the whole time because these white African people have been speaking. Now let me make things less simple for them. Let me speak in English so that I can reduce their pain from being subjected to those services. But what did he do? He spoke in Afrikaans. He spoke in Afrikaans to a public audience. He spoke Afrikaans as a badge of honor, and I must say, his Afrikaans is very fluent, very fluent. Don't take that away from him, man. His Afrikaans is very fluent, but it was very problematic of him to speak Afrikaans. Why? He wanted to assimilate into his whole whiteness. He wanted to assimilate into this white African system, so that his boss is at the top, the campus rector, his boss at the top there, and his other bosses can say, yeah, he's our boy, we got him now. Yeah, he's one of us. He wanted to assimilate there and still get those favors. No. And what he did is simply some of the things that our South African leaders are doing today. Fikile Mbalula. At the Summer Awards. Yeah? When he was presenting an award for an award for one of the best Afrikaner songs, I think. Spoke in Afrikaans as well. I don't know with Mbalula whether he was trying to show that he can speak Afrikaans or whether he was trying to pull a joke. I don't know. But they are men. Fikile Mbalula, Musi Maimani, so many. But coming back to the Potchefstroom context, those examples that I gave, materialistic arguments about people who speak coconuts are people who speak Afrikaans as a badge of honor. You're a black person, you understand Afrikaans. You can talk with another person who cannot understand Afrikaans, speak Afrikaans towards them. You're in a secular white Afrikaner friends, they are all speaking Afrikaans. You want to assimilate as well, you speak Afrikaans. Why don't you speak English then? Or you speak your own language, your thoughts are your baby. Make them aware and see, hey, you've been in South Africa here for 20 years. If you are talking about whole integration, learn my language as well. Hi. SRC candidate speaking Afrikaans. It's happening. Even this year, it's happening. People in power, Afrikaans. Hi. Afrikaans. Speaking Afrikaans is a badge of honor. A symptom of Coconutism. Yo. And now, if I want to take this further to religion as well. Now, picture it like this. Let's say you've got 3 black people here. Zulu person, Tswana person, one Pedi, myself. A Pedi person. Unalo Zulu, unalo Tswana, unalo Pedi. Yeah, we have a Zulu person, we have a Xhosa person, we have a Pedi person. Now, the Zulu person understands Zulu and Zulu only. The Tswana person understands Tswana and Tswana only. The English person, the Pedi person understands Pedi and Pedi only. Zulu, Tswana, Pedi. Different African tribes. But what makes them unique, the commonality between them is they are all Africans, spread differently. Zulu, Tswana, Pedi. Now, here's what I find funny. The Zulu guy, he has a Zulu word to describe God. The Tswana guy has a Tswana word to describe God. The Pedi guy has a Pedi word to describe God. Now, pay attention very closely. I want to show you something that is very shocking. Now, as a Pedi person, the only language you understand is Pedi. As a Zulu person, the only language you understand is Zulu. As a Tswana person, the only language you understand is Tswana. And the thing that makes you all the same is that you're Africans. Now, what I find funny is that these are Africans. They live together, they live amongst each other, the same country, same land, but only difference is they don't understand each other's languages. So now we have a situation whereby black people use a foreign language to describe God more than they use a language from their own, more than they use their own native language to describe God. They use language, they use a foreign language to describe God more than they use their own native language to describe God. How is that possible? The only language you've learned through your whole life is Pedi. The only language you've learned through your whole life is Tswana. The only language you've learned through your whole life is Zulu. But now, problem is, you use another foreign language to refer to God more than you use your own to refer to God. You do not use a word from your own inherent, natural, mother tongue language to refer to God, but you use a foreign one to refer to God. That doesn't make sense. And what's even worse, you skipped all other African languages that were around you, and you went to a foreign language and used that one as a tool to find expression of God. Perfect example. The word God in itself. How often you find black people use the word God, 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 God. Now, listen to me carefully. I'm not attacking anyone's religion here. Do not come here and start touching things. I'm not attacking anyone's religion. What I'm attacking is a system that actually gets rid of this system of using our home languages to find expression, that we should resort to foreign languages to express ourselves. Just like I'm doing, speaking English. Anyway, yeah. So you're a petty person, but you do not use the petty name. The petty name. You do not use any petty name to refer to a supernatural deity. You have to use a foreign name coming from a foreign colonial language to refer to God. In petty God, we call him Mudim. I don't know in Tswana. Maybe Tswana is Mudim as well. Or yeah, Tswana Morena perhaps, or Lesotho is Morena. Then Zulu, I'm not sure, Nkulunkulu, perhaps something like that. But the thing is, we do not use our African names often to refer to a supernatural deity. We have to rely on a foreign name from a foreign language to refer to a supernatural deity. God, Lord, Almighty. Yeah? This is not an attack on a religion, it's an attack on a system that wants us to strip our languages from ourselves. Yeah? Even the term Jesus Christ. Yeah? Jesus Christ. So, you mean to tell me, we're the Tswana guy here, we're the Pedi guy, we're the Zulu guy. I'm Pedi, the only language I understand is Pedi. We're the Zulu guy, the only language I understand is Zulu. We're the Tswana guy, the only language I understand is Tswana. Now, miraculously, they learn and they skip all African languages and learn another language. Or they don't even learn that language. They find a foreign name coming from a foreign language to refer to a supernatural deity. Let's say Jesus Christ. You don't even have a name from your own African language to refer to a supernatural deity. But you're too quick to say Jesus Christ. Too quick. Now, what I'm saying here has nothing to do with speaking Afrikaans like a badge of honor. What I'm doing here is just some of the problems that we have with language in our society. You're an African person, and you call yourself religious, you worship, you spiritualize and all that, but you have no African name from your own African language to find expression to a supernatural deity. But you are too quick to say Jesus Christ, a name from another foreign language. And you don't even know what God or Jesus Christ is in Zulu, in Xhosa, in Tswana, in Shangani. All those African languages, skip them all and went to a foreign language. The reason why that happens is colonialization, slavery, apartheid. Stripped of your home language, stripped of your humanity. You've been lulled, fallen to sleep. Zombies, schizophrenic society. That's what black people have turned into today. See? So basically what I'm saying is sort of relates to what I said earlier about speaking Afrikaans like a badge of honor, to find yourself superior. Now the whole concept of you skipping all your African languages and using another foreign language to find an expression to a supernatural deity is to show that your languages are inferior. You must resort to the oppressor's language of English to do that. Now, one other thing that I would like to add is growing up at home, like if maybe I wanted to express like pain or disappointment or embarrassment, I would sometimes say jar, ish, jar, oh, jar, yes. You see, that's how I'll express myself using the word jar, yeah. But ever since I came to Potchefstroom, I'm now suddenly told I'm not supposed to use the word jar. Hey man, I'm not supposed to use the word jar when I've been using this word for 18 years. Now I come here, I'm limited. Hey, bro, don't say the word jar, yar. I'm like, okay, why? No, you are being blasphemous. You're using God's name in vain. You're using the Lord's name in vain. And I found that the reason why the white Afrikaner community or some white Afrikaner people say no, you should not use the word jar is because they're saying you're being blasphemous, you're using God's name in vain, because the word jar has almost a similar sound with the word dihere, which means God. in Afrikaans. So now what I find very problematic with that is this attitude of saying, when you use the word cher, this funny language. When you use the word cher, you are basically being blasphemous and using the Lord's name in vain and using the God name in vain. That's what people in the white African community believe. So I believe this whole unwritten rule of theirs, it only applies to them. This whole unwritten rule only applies to the white African community. So who are they to tell me, a black man, that he should stop using the word cher because it offends their God? Doesn't matter exactly. Fact is, this attitude that you must not use the word cher because it depreciates and devalues the word diere, which means God in Afrikaans language, should only apply to them. You cannot go tell Xhosa people when they use the word cher, you tell them, you're using the Lord's name in vain. No, they do not call God diere. Xhosa people do not call God diere. They have their own name for that. So this concept and this way of or this attitude that you must stop using the word cher because it's blasphemous and you're using the Lord or God's name in vain, should only apply to white African community. You should stay there, keep it there. We're here in an academic institution. There's a public space, public diverse opinions. No one is going to dictate us on how we should find expression in ourselves. So you must not say cher because it uses you're using the Lord's name in vain. You're using Diere's name in vain. Diere's name in vain. Hey, listen here, chief. Listen here, white African community. That rule of yours that we must not use the word cher only applies to you. You should keep it there. If that's your rule, fine. Keep it there. But not bring it here. Here is a public institution, public environment. Here we do not succumb to anyone's rules that we should not use the word cher because the word cher depreciates God's word. Do not use that. So guys, everything that I've said here concerning language, concerning speaking Afrikaans is a badge of honor, language in religion, and what else does mention? This whole concept of the cher stuff shows how basically superiority functions and how it basically promotes inferiority in other cultures. So with symptom number 1 of speaking Afrikaans like a badge of honor, I've showed you this coconut. Speak Afrikaans with a fellow black person. Speak Afrikaans in so-called white spaces. Speak Afrikaans at SRC gatherings. Speak Afrikaans at mass university gatherings. Students, staff members, SRC candidates, campus management people, vice rectors. This leads to one thing. They are all sickists, coconuts. You know what to do. There's a cure. We are not dying. Still moving on. Symptom number 2. Symptom number 2 is basically surrounding, how do I put this? I don't say self-hate. So symptom number 2 of coconutism is undermining fellow black men. Yeah, that's symptom number 2. Undermining the fellow black man. Now, what happens is sometimes we find ourselves in class. The lecturer is busy giving a class there, teaching. Then maybe 20 minutes, not 20, 10 minutes before class ends, you'll find that a white student will raise their hand, maybe ask a question. The whole class will listen and the lecturer will respond to their question. However, in some cases, if we're only left with 10 minutes for the class to be dismissed and the black person raises their hand, You'll find other fellow black people saying, "Hi, wena man, hi, man. Now, observe the two situations. When it's 10 minutes before a class expires, and a white person raised their hand, hi, everyone keep their books and wait. He's smart, intelligent. And it's a black person raised their hand 10 minutes before time. Hi, man. What does that show? Undermining the fellow black man, further entrenching this inferiority complex that you feel like black people are inferior. Yeah? You are useless. You have no power. You have no authority. Who are you? When there's a white man speaking, let him shine. The white master. Let him speak. Forever speak. But now you hold our peace. He speaks. You see, typical coconut. You hate your own people, and you want to suit in this white culture and promote whiteness at the expense of your own people. And must I say, the chief apostles of Coconutism, the chief apostle coconut, are black students in hostels. Yo. There they've been hooked on something I don't know. You find in hostels, let's say we have a situation whereby one black student in a hostel raises a certain concern. I'll bet my life that when that black student raises a certain concern in a hostel, raises a certain problem, their fellow blacks in that hostel, you know what they will do? They will side with the white students, or they will side with the oppressor. Here's a simple scenario. Say for example, we're in a hostel meeting and a black student stands up and raises a concern. After that concern has been raised and after that whole meeting has been adjourned, there's no tense, or has ended, the first people to ridicule, lambast, critique, vilify, attack this black student who raised a concern in the meeting as his fellow blacks, saying, "Hey man, what are you doing? Hey, don't do this, leave these people, do not speak to them like that, your approach was not nice." That's painful to watch and painful to hear. Now, I'm not saying if a black person raises something, a fellow black should not come and talk to them and say, "Okay, I see you raise this, but I feel this is the way you should have done it." I'm not saying we should not do that. However, as a fellow black person, if you see your black friend being brave and actually doing something, first thing you should do, acknowledge them, congratulate them. Do not go there and start attacking, making a joke of them. But I'm not surprised that they're being attacked, because they're being attacked by sickists, coconuts, sick individuals. That's another thing of coconutism. Undermining fellow black men, undermine them in class, undermine them in hostel meetings, undermining them for every brave thing they do. Because when yourself, you're not brave, you're not courageous, you're a coconut. In fact, that C there in the word coconut stands for coconut. Hey. This is so confusing. It even confuses me. See, fellow blacks are taking fellow blacks, lambasting. Instead of actually supporting them, you are taking them. And now what's going to happen? The person who spoke in the meeting is attacked. He's gonna fight and say, stop attacking me. What's happening now? Divide and rule, divide and conquer. Simple. Oppressor wins, the master wins. Still remain down there because you're fighting amongst each other. You're not building each other up. One wants to break the system, one I want him to shoot into the system nicely. Hey, do this, do that. Doesn't work. Doesn't work like that. It doesn't. So that whole fact of undermining your fellow black person reverse coconutism. Symptom number 3. Now this one is actually surrounding to social life. Now symptom number 3 of coconutism is adapting to a white culture social life, predominantly white culture social life. Now you find in the Potchefstroom campus or Potchefstroom context, I've had a situation whereby we have sports, different sporting codes on this campus. So now looking at the whole of South Africa in general, you find that soccer is more famous in the black community, rugby is more famous in the white community. Now, you'd be shocked at when soccer takes place because we have our own soccer team on campus, NWU-PUK. When they play, you'll never hear. Okay, in most cases, you'll never hear one of your black friends and come, hey, let's go and watch PUK. PUK is playing there. Let's go. But when it's rugby, and this happened to me. Black friend come to me, hey, let's go and watch rugby, man. Let's go and watch rugby. Or you say, hey, man, let's watch rugby. They're playing the final here. And now you ask yourself, when PUK was playing, there was no agency or consent to tell me. But when the rugby team is playing, they come here and tell me to go. It shows the white westernized system has indoctrinated them to perpetuate self-hate, that they hate anything which is dominated by blacks. Now they want to try and assimilate with this white dominated sport called rugby. That's how harmful these things. We have sickest. We have sickest. This is no longer fun. Whew. So before I move on, let's take a recap. I don't want to drink drink my water. Water is life. So let's take a recap on what I've said before. So number 1, Coconutism symptom 1. Speaking Afrikaans is a badge of honor. Basically, Afrikaans, black person who speaks Afrikaans to their fellow black person, knowing that person will not understand them. Speaking as a badge of honor. You're in a circle of white people, white African people speaking Afrikaans. You also speak Afrikaans there. Why don't you speak only English language? And we find in certain situations, it's a circle of people, majority are white Afrikaner and there's a black person. You don't even understand Afrikaans, but you try and speak it, you try and assimilate. Simple. 2, undermine your fellow black people, not standing up with them, and when they try and say something in class, you shut them down. Because why? They are black and they're inferior to you. That's what they've been taught. 3, you reject anything that's black or that's black dominated. You want to try and suit some things which are white. For example, rugby, soccer. Fuck soccer, let's go for rugby. You encourage your friends to go and go watch rugby. Right. Now, number 4, Coconutism. Symptom number 4 of Coconutism is a low fashion, or let me put it this way, low fashion sense. Now what do I mean? Now I'm gonna specifically talk to you about hairstyles. Now I'm not always strong on this matter about hairstyles, but I don't care what type of hairstyle people put on. But I've recently seen on social media, or you see a lot of time on social media, especially coming to girls or women, uploading pictures of themselves in a muff position, makeup angle and filter. You find there that the girl that you see on social media is not the same girl that you see on campus. Two different things. The one that you see on social media, light-skinned, bleached, whitened. But the one that you see on campus, the black darky. So you tend to ask yourself, now, why 2 different pictures? What's going on? Because when you understand that they have been taught that everything black or anything black is ugly. They've been taught not to embrace their African skin. They've been taught to embrace whiteness. That's why they're trying to bleach themselves. trying to be white. See, they're trying to bleach themselves, bleaching their skin, putting on different chemicals, whatever, creams, lotions, and trying to look white. You'll find they'll upload a picture there and say before, after. Yeah? But when you look at them on campus, it's different thing. It's because the reason why they do that is because they have this belief that if you are, the more blacker you are, the more ugly you are. This is the belief that they have. And they have this image painted into their minds and engraved into their minds that everything white is beautiful. White is the standard of beauty. So they are resorting to this artificial and aesthetic standard of beauty. That everything black is ugly. Self-hate. And this leads to the next point on hairstyles. Now things with hairstyles, I don't want to be hard on this issue, but hairstyles. Because growing up in the black community, majority of hairstyles that are secret in the black community, you find it's bald head, short hair, afro, braids, all there. But now you've got weaves, you've got perms. Now let me get this clear. I have nothing wrong with a girl who puts on a weave. I have nothing wrong with a girl who puts on a perm. If a girl wants to put on a weave because it's a self-choice or self-made choice because she wants to be like that, all well. If a girl wants to put on a perm because she feels it makes her look good, it's her own choice, all well. However, if a girl puts on a weave because there's this idea, this systemic idea that a weave makes you more beautiful than when you have an afro or a bald head as a girl, then that's a Coconutism idea. So just because you have a weave on now, you feel like you look much beautiful than a girl with a bald head. You feel like you feel much beautiful than a girl with short hair, with an afro, with braids. Get out of here. Even perm. The new standard of beauty, perms, weaves, bleaching skins. Those are artificial aesthetic qualities which were meant to promote an inferiority complex within the black community and make them resort to a new standard of whiteness, of white beauty. You know what to do. Now, one other thing that I would like to add concerning fashion is relating to our musicians. Now, we have a musician in South Africa. I don't know whether it's a rapper or hip hop artist, whatever. It's Casper Nyovest, right from here, Mafikeng. So he has this track called Good. Now, every time this track plays, there's a certain part which makes the black people go crazy. You know, black people are people of swag, you know. Yeah. I wish I could say the same about the other race. Yeah, anyway. So Casper Nyovest has this track called Good, and in that track he plays there's this part whereby he drives the black community crazy. And this is the part whereby he says, now that part, let us translate that part to English. Basically, it means means I have a bunch of white women with me. Because you know, in our own African slang, stoko means beautiful girls, wantwana, macheri, yeah, such stuff. So we're saying I've got a bunch of beautiful white women, because white. So now I'm like, so what is it? Basically, that part is, what is it doing? Promoting superiority complex among the white community, embracing whiteness. And we black, why doesn't he say, since Casper Nyovest is from Mafike, I'm sure the home language is Tswana. Why doesn't he say, something like that. Something like that. ke tshwere setoko sa batho ba bantsho, ke tshwere setoko sa banyana ba bantsho, something like that. But what did we do? Our musician, our Casper Nyovest, black musician, promoted whiteness. So the girls in those music videos, they're not even white, they were black. What? Promoting themselves and using the standard of whiteness to promote beauty. That I'm a black girl, and I'm going to express and promote my beauty from the standards of whiteness, from the standard of aestheticness, from the standard of artificial whiteness. Because if I promote myself as black, I am not beautiful enough. I need to promote myself as white, as a black person. Use the standard of white beauty to promote myself. And you find that some girls in those music videos, sometimes we refer to them as yellow bones. And now I have a problem with such a term, yellow bone this, yellow bone that. For such a term, it's sort of divide and rule. Even among boys, you've got boys who call them yellow bones, or agents of confusion, or something like that. But this term yellow bones, because in the black community, you've got people who have a darker shade and a lighter shade. But at the end of the day, we're all black. Just like with a darker shade person, a light shade person, and an albino. We are all black. Black. But now, what does the system do? Divide and rule. It says no. They know you're not black. You're not black. No, they know you're not black. You're yellow bones. Trying to bring them closer to whiteness. You're yellow bones. And they embrace that, those yellow bones. Another effect of coconutism. They embrace that. And I'm sure you've all heard of the word minority. Now, the reason why the word minority was introduced into the political jargon, this word was historically used to refer to groups of white. It was historically used to refer to black people who didn't want to call themselves black. That's right. The word minority was introduced into the political jargon because it was used to refer to black people who did not want to call themselves black. Today we've got biracial. Someone is biracial. Mixed race, Hispanic, Indian, Indo-European, African American. Now, I find this problem. How can you know someone is biracial? How can you be true? There's no such. If I have a glass of milk here and a glass of chocolate here, and I pour the milk inside the chocolate, or I pour the chocolate inside the milk, only one color will remain. Do not tell me biracial, mixed race. African American. And African and American at the same time. What? We have Indo-European and Indian and American at the same time. Why don't we have European American? You know why? It's because the Europeans do not want to create a culture of divide and rule among them. The Europeans do not want to create a culture of inferiority complex among them. That's why they create African and American. You are black and white at the same time, which is scientifically impossible. You want to create an inferiority complex that they shun away Africa and welcome to America. Let's make America great again. The words of Barack Obama. Another coconut. Now, you see that. Another word, Hispanic. Hispanic basically is a black person from Africa who speaks Spanish, but they do not want to be African. Simple. Divide and rule. These new terms. To divide and rule. And now coconuts succumb to those terms. Take them and shun away Africa. And say, my new home. Now, there was once a man in history called Frederick Douglass. Now, Frederick Douglass was a man, he basically was a black-skinned man, Frederick Douglass, born in Jamaica. Now, he was born in Jamaica and you could trace his ancestry back to Africa. Now, Frederick Douglass is a black man born in Jamaica and a man who could trace his African ancestry, his ancestry to Africa. He was once asked this question: are you an African or are you a Jamaican? You know what he said? He said, I will never choose an island over a continent. Simple. He promoted a superiority complex within himself. He loved his own when it comes from his roots. Something which is lacking among these black people, these non-whites, coconuts, Uncle Toms, sell-out, blue-eyed people. So that's the whole thing with Stokos Alahoa. Inferiority complex. And I can even give an example of myself. When I was still a coconut, oh, life was nice back then. Especially if you're staying in hostel, you're loved by all white people. You're loved by them. They love you what? Because you go to every rugby game. Two, when there's a black person in your hostel who complains, when you keep quiet, or they ask you, Paul, do you have a problem? Paul, do you have a problem? When you say no, I'm like, if Paul doesn't have a problem, why should he have a problem? Simple. Isolate. Get rid of it. But now things are changed. And before then, you go to every rugby game, they salute you. You not stand up, you not stand by your black friends who are complaining about a certain system. You actually bash them and ignore them. They'll take your word because you are as better as the rest van helle. Yeah? They'll call you certain names you appreciate. Yeah, motherfucker Jones. Hey, things were nice, but now things have changed. When you become conscious and woke and start seeing these more things, when you stop going to watch rugby, when you start standing up for people now, there's no longer that nice treatment now. They don't greet you anymore. They walk past you, make fun of your clothing. Hey, it's changed now. Things are no longer the same. Because now you are woke. They don't want to associate themselves with you. They want coconuts. They leave you aside. You no longer exist in front of their eyes. And that's what I want. It's good. It's good. Don't want fake friends here. Don't want hypocrites. Don't want pretense. That's why, out of all these 4 symptoms of coconutism that I've given you, I believe the only way for coconuts to wake up is if, number 1, they drink coconut water. Now, before we go on to the end results and solutions, let's just recap the whole conversation we had today. It's like this: coconutism, a disease of coconuts. Coconut, black person or a person of African descent that goes away and moves away and shuns the African culture in order to suit into a system of white African culture. Whiteness, assimilate them, try and adopt that style. Now, coconutism, a disease of coconuts, whereby they suffer from cognitive dissonance. Now, the term cognitive dissonance, you'll hear that in my upcoming videos when I deal with it on what it is. Now, coconutism, symptom number 1. Symptom number 1, speak Afrikaans like a badge of honor. Now, I'm particularly referring to black people whom Afrikaans is not their home language. They use Afrikaans and speak with other fellow black people who can't understand Afrikaans. They speak Afrikaans within their white friends, and sometimes you find that they can't even speak Afrikaans. They try and express themselves in Afrikaans just to suit and adopt the whole cycle. SRC members speaking Afrikaans, members in campus management. 2, undermine your fellow black people in class. You undermine them. Even when they speak in the hostel meetings, you undermine them. 3, fashion sense, bleaching your skin, hair. Even the boys, the mohawk, weave, perms, bleaching, sooty. 4, no wait, there's something that I missed. 3 was on bleaching and the weaves and the perms, and also Casper, Mr. Stokos Halokoa, and all that. Then yeah, so basically badge of honor. Secondly, it's on. I'm forgetting. This is confusing. Badge of honor, undermining fellow blacks, sports. Going to watch rugby a lot. Bleach number 4, fashion sense, bleaching and putting on his pants, and Stokos Halokoa. And moreover, to add on that, you'd find that I don't understand this. If you look at the white Afrikaner culture, the culture as well on its own, you find that most of the white Afrikaner guys on campus, when they walk around in their casual clothes, they've got shorts and slippers and t-shirt. That's their culture. That's how they behave. Now you find another black person who's also a coconut, dressed like that. Because remember, when you're a coconut, it's a process when the stage develops. Like the mind, it affects the mind, it affects the mind, affects the mouth. Speaking Africans, you were Africans. Mind, mouth, who were Africans. Shorts, slippers, who were like them. A black person wearing clap, shorty. What's black about him? What's African there? Hi. There's nothing African there. So those are the 4 symptoms of coconutism. 4. Those 4 there. And now, looking forward, I would say, to cure these 4 symptoms, and there are many more. I can't know them all. Coconut water is the cure to coconutism. Coconut water is the cure to coconutism. And I recommend this now. Get this now. If you can't buy it, come get it to me. You know where I live. Or if you can't find me in my hostel, come to the Revolutionary Corner. Come and get this coconut. Or you can contact me. Or I'm on social media. It's not difficult to find me on social media. You don't even have to send me a friend request. Just go through your newsfeed, you'll find me there. I'm always there. I'm bound to be there. Yeah, that's how good I am. Yeah, as I was saying, coconut water. Now, to all coconuts out there, dear coconuts, you are coconuts, and you're sick, and you're sickest, and you've been dealt with. And I was once there in your position, but I was ignorant, but not that ignorant. I was open to talks. People were challenging the dogma that I had. It's difficult. I survived. I listened. If I can wake up, why can't you? That's why I believe the only way for coconuts to wake up is through pain and suffering. Because when you're a coconut, you're in a very comfortable position. You're in a privileged position. You like that position you're in. You don't want to expand yourself. You don't want to go down. So the more a coconut is in a privileged position, the more a coconut is in a comfort position, the more they increase their chances of never waking up. Will forever remain dead, unwoke, lulled. The more a coconut remains in their comfort position, the less they will wake up. So the only way a coconut can wake up is through pain and suffering. That's why I sometimes reject NSFAS and AGLO, because those two things are an illusion of inclusion. They try to make us think, well, yeah, NSFAS, AGLO, the government is helping us, we're gonna get this, we're gonna graduate, get our degrees and go. You're graduating into a debt, you're swimming into a debt. Yeah, you're swimming into a debt. That's why I want NSFAS to fail, and I want AGLO to fail, so that we can be further entrenched and poor, so we can wake up. Because that's how we wake up. Because the more we get help and the more we go up, we'll forever remain blinded in a system of the illusion of inclusion. Those systems must fall so they can wake up. The only way for coconuts to wake up is through pain and suffering. The more they are comfortable, the more they will never wake up. We must all suffer and be poor, so that you can say, hey, there's a problem here, let's wake up. That's the only way. So, to all coconuts out there, I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. And yes, I'm saying it. I'm not misquoting myself. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. I wish you long pain. I wish you long suffering. May you suffer in pain, misery, and tragedy. Because that's the only way you wake up. Because one day, a day will come. A day will come when you'll say to me, hey, Paul, you were right. Hey, things are now tough. Boy, you were right. You were right. You were right about all this black consciousness information. You were right about all this political stuff. And you know what I will say? I'll say, oh, you now see it. Okay. Why didn't you say it back then? It's not my problem now. So, adiba, yeah. Putuku, adili, yeah. Masafa. Works like magic. Coconut water. Coconutism is a disease that must fall. Black people, stop being sickies. Stop being coconuts. Tlogelang go ba di coconut bana. Tlogelang go ba di coconut. Ke a le kgopela. Ke a kopa ka tswetswe ke a kopa. Tlogelang go ba di coconut. Ke a le kgopela. Ke a le kgopela bana. Tlogelang go ba di coconut. Ke a kopa ka tswetswe. Hai, a ke tsebe ba nkwele batho. No e seja nako. Oh, na motho a re robale nna. Ai. Ah, coconuts. Sickists in Pika. Sickists. Yeah, coconuts. As I'm putting the finishing touches to this video, I hope you've heard me. And I hope we've understood each other. Because hey, you guys are sick. The sickest. I hope you've understood me. I hope I've made my point clear. What's wrong with this? See this technology? This technology of ours, it's very problematic. It's very problematic, this technology of ours. It's very problematic. Now the sound system is very slow. I don't know what's wrong. Now it's cooking now. But I'm trying to minimize the size. Now stop minimizing your thinking and wake up, man. You're sick. Sick. Yeah, coconuts. What can you say? Your fellow brothers and sisters still love you, but you must come back home. You're sick. It's enough of that. You're sick. Stop being white. We already have too many white people in South Africa in the whole world. Because we don't want you to take wrong identities. Don't want that.